American Morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
Osama bin Laden now speaking out about the war in Gaza. President Bush and Barack Obama, the al-Qaeda leader, is calling for Jihad, or holy war, against Israel in a just-released audio tape. CNN experts believe that the voice on the tape is that of Osama bin Laden. Let's bring in our CNN national security analyst, Peter Bergen. He's in New Orleans this morning. Peter, it's been a long time since we heard from Osama bin Laden back in May of last year. What do you think is responsible for that period of time?
Well, every time, John, he releases an audio tape, there's a chain of custody of these tapes. You can trace that chain back. He has been keeping a pretty low profile. We can only speculate why that is the case, but I think one pretty compelling reason is there being something like 30 Hellfire missile strikes by the United States into the Pakistan's tribal areas. Compare that to 2007 when there were only 4. And those strikes have taken out a number of al-Qaeda leaders. They're putting quite a lot of pressure on the network. So, on the other hand, the Gaza, what's going on in Gaza is certainly something that bin Laden would want to comment on, something that a cause he holds dear. So he has to balance: if I release a tape, I may be detected. If I say nothing, I become irrelevant.
Speaking of that, a lot of people at home might be wondering just how relevant he is. And on that point of the Palestinian cause being something near and dear to him, after September the 11th, he tried to embrace the Palestinian cause, and many people in the Middle East said, "You never cared about it before. Why do you care now?"
Well, I actually think that, John, that if you really go back and look at what he said, it's a cause he's embraced for a very long time. His father, after all, and his father's company actually rebuilt the mosque in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam, when it was burnt down by a deranged Australian tourist. His family has had a long connection to Jerusalem. He himself has said that the Israeli incursion into Lebanon in 1982 is why he turned against the United States, because the United States supports Israel. So this is a cause that is pretty near and dear to his heart, and he's now commented on it. If he hadn't commented it at all, it would have been very surprising. I was expecting, like many others, that he would comment on the presidential election as he did 4 years ago. He didn't. And so in a way, this is also a proof of life. I'm still out here.
Right. And back to the relevance question again, just how relevant is he, and does he still have operational capacity? And hiding out, if he is in the tribal areas of Pakistan, what kind of technology would he need to remain operational?
I don't think he's operational, John, as you say, but in the U.S. military, we talk about something called commander's intent. If you go into a battle, you basically know what the commander's intent is, which is to kill the enemy. Bin Laden has made it very clear who the enemy is: the United States and its allies, Israel and other countries. And occasionally he'll release a tape which has more specific instructions to people in his movement or organization. Attack Danish targets because of the cartoon controversy we saw back just last year, an attack on the Danish embassy in Pakistan by al-Qaeda as a result of bin Laden's calls for attacks on Danish government targets. So this tape is going to get coverage around the world and by every media organization. He doesn't need to call people on the phone. He releases tapes. That's the way he stays relevant. And sometimes there is operational details in these tapes, John.
All right. Peter Bergen for us this morning from New Orleans. Peter, thanks so much.
Thank you.